Hi y'all, I hope you're having a great Wednesday. I wanted to come on here today and introduce you to a new series that we're starting on her Virtuous Purpose channel. See, I've been a certified Enneagram coach for almost 2 years, just 2 months shy of 2 years. However, I have been neglecting that niche of my practice as it relates to making YouTube videos, that is, but that's about to change today. Introducing Witty Wise Wednesday with the Enneagram, y'all. It is exactly what it sounds like. We will be discussing all things Enneagram related on Wednesdays. Sometimes the subject will be witty, other times it'll be wise, and I am so excited to be able to talk about that tool again. I love the Enneagram. It provides the perfect balance to our coaching practice. The Enneagram is nestled between our life and our mental health coaching. In this video, I'll be introducing this amazing personality typing tool. Before March of 2023, I had never heard of the Enneagram. Never, ever, ever. When I was first introduced to the Enneagram, it sounded, well, I thought at least, it sounded like some new age mumbo jumbo, but I was curious, so I watched the entire webinar and became even more interested in learning about it. I even guessed my Enneagram main type just by listening to the scenario that the speaker shared in the webinar, where she talked about the reason or the 9 reasons why each personality type would want to have a clean house. Like, it was so much fun, and it was such a great way to bring the Enneagram to life for me. Believe it or not, different personality types have want to keep a clean house for their own perspective or their own personality type. So when the presenter got to my number, and I won't share what my type is just yet, but when she shared the reason my number or my main type would want to have a clean house, I put my hand up so fast and I yelled, "That's me. That's me." Like, I don't know nothing about this Enneagram stuff, but that reason right there for wanting to have a clean house, that's me. And to me, that ought to be the only reason why everybody should want to have a clean house, okay? I'm a little biased to my type, but it's so simple. Like, why wouldn't you want to have a clean house for that reason? But anyway, let me know in the comments if you've heard of the Enneagram before. Also, type your main type if you took the assessment before. For those of you who've never heard about the Enneagram, I'll tell you about it now. I'll even share a relatable scenario to illustrate why each type sees, well, how each type sees the world. The Enneagram, Ennea meaning 9 and gram meaning diagram, is a map that shares your personal growth and how you've seen the world. It basically tells us how we've seen the world, how we perceive the world. The Enneagram describes why we feel and think and behave the way we do based upon our core motivations. Your understanding of the Enneagram gives you the power to more self-awareness, compassion, and grace for yourself and others. Now, as a gospel-centered certified Enneagram coach, it's imperative for me to express that as much as I believe in the Enneagram, and I believe in the Enneagram. I believe that it is the gospel that gives us true transformation. Knowing your identity in Jesus Christ and His everlasting love for you is the true foundation for growth and change. That's very important for me to highlight. So I've created a scenario to help us explore how different Enneagram types might react to it. And here's the scenario. In front of a bustling coffee shop, a single piece of crumpled up paper lies discarded on the sidewalk. That's it. It's just a piece of paper on the sidewalk in front of a coffee shop, y'all. That's it. So number one, the principal reformer strives for perfection and has a strong sense of right and wrong and seeks to improve themselves and the world around them. Their core fear is being wrong, bad, evil, or corruptible. Their core desires are having integrity, being good, balanced, and right. Their core weakness is resentment. They repress anger that leads to continual frustration and dissatisfaction with themselves, others, and the world for not being perfect. Their core longing is to hear that they are good. In our made-up, crumbled paper scenario, the type 1, driven by a strong sense of duty and order, would likely be quite disturbed by the sight of this crumpled up paper. They might even express their disapproval to the business owner, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a clean and respectful environment. Type 2, the nurturing supporter. Caring and nurturing, they derive their self-worth from helping others and often put others' needs before their own. Their core fear is being rejected and unwanted, being thought worthless or unworthy of love. Their core desire is being appreciated, loved, and wanted. Their core weakness is pride. They'll deny their own needs and emotions while using their strong intuition to discover and focus on the emotions and needs of others, confidently inserting their helpful support in hopes that others will say how grateful they are for their thoughtful care. Their core longing is to hear that they are wanted and loved. In our made-up scenario, the type 2 would probably pick up the paper without hesitation. They'd likely do so wanting to contribute to a more pleasant environment for everyone. Plus, they also want you to think they're good because they picked up the paper. Type 3, the admirable achiever. Highly driven and success-oriented, they focus on achieving goals and gaining recognition to feel valuable and worthy. Their core fear is being exposed as or thought incompetent. Their core desire is having high status and respect, being admired, successful, and valuable. Their core weakness is deceit, deceiving themselves into believing that they are only the image they present to others. They embellish the truth by putting on a polished persona for everyone, including themselves, to see and admire. Their core longing is to know that they are loved for simply being who they are. In our scenario, The type 3 might view the litter as a reflection on the business itself. They might even express their concern to the manager, suggesting that it could impact the company's image and customer perception. They're very bold. They will let them. They're not going to blame the paper or the person who threw the paper out there. They're blaming the shop owner. The introspective individualist is the type 4. They're sensitive, they're introspective, they're deep, and they long for authenticity and often feel misunderstood. Their fears are being inadequate, emotionally cut off, plain, flawed, or insignificant. Their desires are being unique and special. Their weakness is envy, feeling that they're tragically flawed and something foundational is missing inside them, and others possess qualities that they lack. Their longing is to be seen and loved for exactly who they are, which is that they are special and unique. The type 4 might see the discarded paper as a symbol of something deeper, perhaps a reflection on how the throwaway culture of our society, or a poignant reminder of our own temporary existence. Type 5, the analytical investigator. Analytical and curious, they seek knowledge and understanding, often withdrawing to conserve their energy. Their fear is being annihilated, invaded, or not existing, being thought incapable or ignorant, having obligations placed upon them, or their energy being completely depleted. Their desire is being capable and competent. Their weakness is being avarice, feeling that they lack inner resources and that too much interaction with others will lead to catastrophic depletion. Their longing is knowing that their needs aren't a problem. The type 5 in this scenario would likely be more interested in the paper itself. The type 5 might wonder about the history of the paper, like where it came from, what it was used for, and why it ended up on the ground. They might even try to imagine the story behind the paper, like who threw it away and why. Type 6, the faithful guardian. Security-oriented and loyal, they are cautious and seek guidance and support from others to alleviate anxiety. Their core fear is fearing fear itself, being without support, security, or guidance, being blamed, targeted, being alone, or physically abandoned. Their core desire is having security, guidance, and support. Their core weakness is anxiety. They scan the horizon of life and try to predict and even prevent negative outcomes, especially in worst-case scenarios, remaining in a constant state of apprehension and worry. Their core longing is safety and security. The type 6 might be a bit wary of the paper. They might wonder if it's a potential hazard or a sign of something more sinister. The type 7, they are the enthusiastic entertainer, fun, loving, and adventurous. They constantly seek new experience to avoid pain and discomfort. Their core fear is being deprived, trapped in emotional pain, limited, or bored. Their core desire is to be happy, fully satisfied, and content. Their weakness is gluttony, feeling a great emptiness inside and having an insatiable desire to fill yourself up with experiences and stimulation in hopes of feeling completely satisfied and content. Their core longing is to know that they will be taken care of. They might see the paper as a playful challenge. They might try to imagine creative uses for it, perhaps turning it into a makeshift airplane, or a piece of abstract art, or even a tiny boat to sail down the nearby gutter. Type 8, the passionate protector. Assertive and powerful, they value control and strive to protect themselves and others from vulnerability. Their core fear is being weak, powerless, harmed, manipulated, and left at the mercy of injustice. Their core desire is to protect themselves and those in their inner circle. Their core weakness is lust and/or excess. They constantly desire intensity, control, and power. Their core longing is to know that they will not be betrayed. The type 8 would likely pick up the paper and throw it away aggressively, or they might confront the person who littered it in the first place. Type 9, our last type, the peaceful accommodator. They're easygoing and accommodating, and they seek inner and outer peace, often avoiding conflict and merging with others. Their core fear is being in conflict, tension, or discord, feeling shut out and overlooked, losing connection and relationships with others. Their core desire is having inner stability and peace of mind. Their core weakness is sloth, remaining in an unrealistic and idealistic world in order to keep the peace, remaining easygoing and not disturbed by your anger, falling asleep to their passions, abilities, desires, needs, and worth by merging with others to keep peace and harmony. Their core longing is knowing that their presence matters. The type 9 might quietly pick up and dispose of the paper without much fuss, preferring to maintain a sense of harmony and avoid any conflict. They might also see the paper as a small opportunity to help someone, even if it's just a small act of kindness. For example, they might imagine that the paper belongs to a child who accidentally dropped it, and they might take pleasure in returning it to its rightful owner. Of course, this is a humorous and exaggerated portrayal, y'all. Not all individuals within each Enneagram type will necessarily behave in this manner. But it's a fun way to explore how personality types can influence even our most mundane reactions. I hope you enjoyed this little exploration of Enneagram humor, because that's it for this video. Those are the 9 Enneagram main types. There's so much more to learn about the Enneagram, like its wings, the pathways, and much, much more. And I'll share more about them as we dive further into learning about our types. But before I go, and before I wrap up this video, I want to highlight 2 points regarding the Enneagram. You cannot tell a person's Enneagram type by their behavior. Your Enneagram main type is determined by your core motivations, your fear, what you're afraid of, your desires, what makes your heart sing for joy, your weakness, what is difficult for you, and your longing, what you need or what you think you need. Now, I know when I read the responses to the made-up scenario, some of you were thinking about family members, friends, colleagues, but no, that's not how it works, y'all. You can't generally tell by actions, and no one really knows a person's true motivation. Secondly, we share all 9 types. However, the Enneagram assessment helps you figure out your main type, the type that stems from your motivations. And finally, if you would like to know what your Enneagram personality type is, click the link in the description and take our free assessment. When you do, let us know in the comment section what your main type is. I am curious to see who shares my main type. And that's it for this week's video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.